Welcome back to the Rogues Gallery. This is Second Second. Second Second is a deck-building roguelike game, unlike Slay the Spire. So we're going to play standard mode at level 4, which is the highest I've gotten. This basically means how tough the enemy AI is going to be. The whole game runs off AI neural net, supposedly. And that works to sometimes its benefit and sometimes its detriment. We also get to choose one of 3 characters. Ainz is the default guy, so we're going to go with him. And we're going to pick the basic loadout, which has the most normal cards, nothing too wild. At least in the beginning. So in Second Second, you have to get through 5 levels. Each of those levels composes a bunch of different encounters. Our first encounter is going to be getting a new pack of cards that we will open now. So things about these cards. They have little icons, but you can right-click to get a better description of what they do, which is very helpful because this game is... it has a lot of mechanics, and a lot of them are not explained very well. But these cards, for example, can only be triggered when your HP is the same or lower than 35%. And this icon over here is Blaze, which means when you use the card, it goes away forever. Or at least until the next battle. So I get to choose whether I want to keep all of these or none of them. And there's usually no reason not to just keep all of them. Alright, so that done, let's edit our deck real quick. So here we start out with 2 basic cards. In our first slot, Slash, which is a damage move, and Rest, which is a healing move. And then default blank move, which is what happens when you run out of energy on all your other cards. So it just does 3 damage, and you can use it forever. So we also start with a wild card, which is essentially a booster pack. So let's open that guy up. And that'll give us a range of a few other cards. So I like Rashness, which does 10 damage and then deactivates the card, so we're going to grab that. Now, there's a lot of stuff to explain in this game, and I'm going to do my best, but I'll probably miss some. So how this game works is you have 3 lanes of cards. There is no randomness, so they say. The cards you pick will show up in the order you choose. So I want to put Rashness first, Slash second. So this means when I go into a fight, I will always get this card first. I'll always have this card available. And let's throw Rage over here. So I can't use it all the time because I need my HP to be low, but maybe at some point I'll be able to use it during a fight. Now this is an event, so let's check that out. I can either try to sacrifice a card to get through, or I can detour around. So I'm going to try to give a card here. I think it needs a yellow card, which I don't have, so I'll just throw anything in here and probably fail it. Yeah, so time passed. And with the passage of time, if you look up at the top, enemy HP goes up by 1 for every unit of time passed. There are also certain special events that can only be done during the day or the night, and we'll talk about those pretty soon. But not now, because first, I gotta fight an elite. Or not. This is one of those things about the game being run by an AI. Sometimes the AI decides it just can't win against your deck. So whenever you beat an enemy, you get a booster pack. And they start at level 1, and they go up by 1 every time you beat an enemy. Elites give you more levels. So this says you can keep it for later. What that actually means is ignore the pack. You don't actually keep it, but your level will go up by 1 for the next pack. This game was originally made at a Korean studio, I believe. And the translation, as I mentioned, is not the best. It caused me a lot of confusion, and even 7 hours into this game, I still don't know what half the things do. But hey, we got treasure. And treasure is more card points. So if you look up at the top left, we've got a level of 5. I usually like to open them when they're 10 or above, so no cards for us yet. It seems we have a pretty nice deck. Alright, so here's someone who wants to fight. So, as I mentioned, all my cards will appear at the bottom. I can drop a rashness first. Also, something I should talk about, which is more important than cards, is the timeline. In the center here, there are green bars and red bars. The green is my turn, red is enemy turn. And we can only choose our actions on our own turns, although our actions can go off on someone else's turn. So for instance, my slash card, it costs 0.3 seconds. So if I use it, it's going to go off right here. My enemy has chosen to use a card, which you can see he's going to use Burning Shot. And that's going to go off next second during my turn. Shouldn't be much of a problem, so I'll attack. And I'll attack again. Looks like he's gonna kill me next round. That's unfortunate. Nope, I killed him first. Or he killed himself. It's hard to tell sometimes. We're gonna keep this for later. So the game doesn't do an excellent job of telling you what's going on at all times. Enemy actions do appear on the timeline sometimes, and then sometimes they just happen too fast for you to actually understand what happened. They do appear at the top. You get a list of what happened, but it is hard to track sometimes. So right now he's gonna use a barrier field, which will give him 8 shield, and gives me 8 shield. So the thing about shield is it goes away at the end of your turn. So you have to be careful when you use it. Now the thing about my cards at the bottom, I cannot use them forever. So the Rampage one I used goes away immediately, but I have Slash. Now Slash, if you look at the bottom, has a certain amount of energy. And once I run out of energy by using that card, it goes away. So for instance, this will be the last time I can use Slash. And then it reverts to default damage red card. Let me heal up real quick. So the bad thing about these default cards is they don't do too much damage. The good thing is they do burn damage, which permanently reduces the enemy's HP. So notice he's at 4 out of 24. When I hit him again, he's at 1 out of 21. I permanently took off 3 HP. And now I'll win. I'm still going to keep this for later. This over here is a lab. We can either improve our card's rarity, making it a better card, or we can assign a new type of slot during the daytime. Unfortunately, it is not daytime, so we're going to skip it, because it's really useful during the day. And instead, we'll fight the boss, who apparently does not want to fight. And when we beat the boss, we get a big card pack boost and some extra HP. And now we're in Area 2. So I had a bit of difficulty with some audio issues as usual, so I have to re-record this part. So we're at level 2. Things are about as they were before, except I got a better healing card called Nap. It heals 12 HP, but it decreases the healing amount by 6 each time you use it. Otherwise, things are pretty much the same, so let's continue on. Now, there is one thing I need to talk about, and that is status effects. So if you look on the left and right of the screen, you'll see we have charge, haste, strong, weak, slow, and waste tokens. Now, there are some cards that inflict status effect tokens, and those, once you get tokens, you can spend them to get those status effects. Now, none of my cards can do that right now, but maybe in the future, we might run into some, so keep that in mind. For now, let's do a blow-by-blow of combat. So I'm going to spend my rashness right away. Then on my turn again, I'll do a slash. So he made one of his turn, and he's going to deal 3 damage to me. Not a big deal. All I can really do is slash, so I'm going to keep doing that. And now I'm out of slashes, so I have to use the generic red card. It looks like he can do a lot of damage while also healing me, or healing himself, which is not cool. Can't say I'm a fan. Alright, so he silenced me, which doesn't actually matter, but silence is a status effect that if your card has a cast time below 0.3 seconds, it cannot be used. Now, because these are generics, it doesn't affect them. So I just do the last hit, and I win. So let's open up this card pack. You might have noticed, but cards have different kinds of rarity. You can tell by the color of their name. Right here we got a bunch of purple cards, which are generally cards that are buff or debuffs. We got Discharge, which doesn't look that good. And we got a booster pack. Let's see what's in our pack. Ooh, Eternal Slash. So Eternal Slash will give us some of those tokens I was talking about. We're going to grab that. And then I will explain how it works. So we'll start off as usual. Big swing with rashness. A little bit of a slash. And now Eternal Slash will give us 2 charge tokens, and we can spend these to put charges on our slash card so we can use it more than we would otherwise be able to. So that's pretty useful. Let's see. So we kind of want a slot for purple cards, which we don't have now. As notice, our slots are red, green, red, so we cannot use purple cards, blue, purple, or anything like that. But if we can get to the lab, we can fix that. So we'll keep saving these. Now, one of the big things about this game is that it boasts there is no randomness. I know what cards I'm going to get. I can set them in the order I want to get them. Cool, right? Well, maybe not really. I mean, I've played a lot of Slay the Spire. I've played a lot of Dicey Dungeons. I've played a lot of games where you just get screwed over because you have bad luck. Like, you can't draw the cards you need. The enemy kills you because they draw better than you. So this game at least takes some of that out of the equation. But the thing about that is, it's also kind of boring. When you can just go in and run your shit the same way every time. You don't have to improvise. There's no like sense of hoping you get the right card. You just have what you have, and every battle goes the same way. Ooh, I got a negative token. So I don't have to spend this. I could hold on to it, but if I hold on to it, I take 1 damage every round. Which I think is an okay cost for now. But yeah, it's weird to say, but the randomness element actually makes things more interesting, and taking it out makes this game a little bit boring. Anyway, it's daylight, and we found a lab. So now we can get a new card type. Let's take the purple type, throw it in here, and now we have an extra slot, which we will put Enhance in. Enhance will allow us to deal... It will give us tokens that will allow us to deal more damage. Which is nice, I suppose. Let's go fight that elite. He's a bear. Cool. He's a bear who does a lot of damage. Not quite enough damage, though. Close, but not quite enough. So we'll grab the treasure, head over here. So this guy loves to cast barrier on himself. Now when he casts barrier, obviously it absorbs some damage, but it only lasts until the end of my turn. Then it goes away. Unless he has a special status called Keep, which he does not. Yet, at least. Alright, let's open this guy up. So we got a Disperse, which if we sacrifice 4 of our time units, we gain Phasing. Phasing is a status that will protect us from damage 1 time. Taunt might not be too bad either. Although it gives you Rampage and it gives the opponent Rampage. Rampage is a special status. We can try it out once, I think. We'll put it there. And then... Man, I don't really want to use Disperse. Let's not do it. Let's give us a yellow slot. Yellows are generally big damage cards. And we can put in Sandblast, which will deal 7 damage when it's activated. We'll try to give this guy an offering. Let's say... Ooh, Nap is good. Never mind. Let's give him Blood Sin. And we'll fight the boss. We'll enhance a bit, get a bit stronger. And hit him with the rashness. This is not going so well for me. Yeah, it could be going a lot better. I might be able to survive though. So I'll use the Enhance to do more damage, take it up to 8, and this should kill him. Now we get to level 3. So this is where we're starting to find teleporters. Once we get to the portal, we can move straight to the boss. So I'm going to try to do that, keep things moving fast, rather than killing every enemy in the way. At this point, I feel like I've shown off, you know, enough, so I won't be too broken up if anything kills me. It doesn't look like this guy's going to. Let's keep saving up our packs for now. Alright, he silenced me, which is not cool. Did it again. And there he canceled my attack with his card here, which was unfortunate. We're still not in bad shape though, not yet. All right, you know what? Let's show off what Rampage does. It does that. For every 0.1 second, you'll deal 3 damage to the enemy. Let's see what we got. Nothing too exciting. We'll take it all, though. Looks like we got a booster pack. Darkness is pretty good. It'll give us phasing. So let's grab that. Phasing is the status that will protect us from 1 hit of damage. And not 1 HP of damage. 1 hit of however much damage they want to throw. So for instance, he's going to hit me with 4. My phasing will soak up that 4 damage. As did his. Rampage is useful sometimes. It sucks that you have to give it to the opponent as well with this card, but I can play around that, kinda. Alright, so for Portal, you can give it pretty much any card. And then we can take an immediate trip to the boss. Alright, so he put critical phasing on himself. So when his HP would decrease by 10 or more, it decreases by 1 instead, which is a bummer. Meaning we can't do big attacks against him. At least not right away. We can do attacks that'll do less than 10 damage though, and that's fine. Unfortunately, maybe I should have gone in for bigger damage or some phasing, but I did not. But I think that's a pretty good showing, so we're gonna call it there. That's second. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a very complex game, and I kind of wish it was more random. But that's it. See you next time.